Hello everyone, you're here with H, and today the H stands for Here with H because I've got no intro for you, alright? So sorry to let you know that. However, I did Google what MS was before this recording just to have some context. It's a disease that has no treatment, that's what I found, and it attacks the nervous system, brain, spinal cord. Symptoms or severity vary from person to person. So keep that in mind. I'm going to keep that in mind. And it's cold AF. How about that? As a sidetrack, it's cold AF. All right. I don't know if Mother Nature has decided to sneeze on everyone. It was bloody snowing a couple days ago for like 10 minutes. Maybe global warming is ready now to extinct us all. Huh? Maybe. It's ironic. Warming, cold, it's an oxymoron. English literature lesson for you, baby. But let's see what kind of man this woman's got the hots for. Climate change's got nothing to do with that one, I'll tell you that much.
This woman wants to know the truth about her internet boyfriend.
Dior.
There was just something in me that clicked, and I wanted to get to know him.
It's the lust, baby. It's the lust that wants to get you to know him. Some people enjoy a nice can of 6-pack of beer, huh? Maybe you don't drink, you got your 6-pan.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
Of kombucha. Sorry, I'm bougie like that. Never in my life did I think someone would want to enjoy a little 6-pack lick. That was weird, but it's lust, so.
I have never dated someone with that much masculinity in them. And he says I'm his beautiful, gorgeous, pretty wife.
After being diagnosed with MS and becoming disabled, Dior has struggled to support herself.
I ended up getting disabled with multiple sclerosis. And I said, well, you know that I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life, right? And he goes, yeah, and I'll take care of you.
Raphael was handsome, supportive, and promised to take care of Dior's every need. There was just one problem.
He uses the sun to say like, oh, you want me and my son to starve? I'll die of hunger.
Raphael, yes.
250 here, 250 here, 350 here. I'm in trouble.
Everybody just pack everything. Why is the house all open? Yeah. So just pack everything and then leave.
Who the hell is that?
Join us for another
Her
catfish
dad, maybe?
adventure. We will find out if Raphael's Dior's knight in shining armor
Let's not
or
take the
just
piss
another
here.
degenerate scammer
Yes.
coming after her disability check.
Yes.
Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment,
do
and
that.
subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into
But
it.
you already are. Editing H here, once again filming from the igloo that is the home right now. I just wanted to say, please do up subscription to this channel as well. Press the like button, turn on that bell, haha, because 40% of people that watch the videos, you're not subscribed. So do you want me to be sad and cold? Only one of them, please. Subscribe if you want.
Okay, team, we got a new case. It's from a woman
Okay.
named Dior.
Stop right there. Dior maybe wants to live the high life, yeah? The brand name's got her swayed. However, I will say just immediately off the bat, yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, I can already see obviously I'm no doctor. I'm a rat boy sitting in this chair becoming symbiotic with the leather. I don't think, or I do think, that her cognitive functions are already failing. Like, from that little part before where she's talking about she's never dated someone with that much masculinity, definitely stay the hell away from me.
You're fake laughing too, right? Oh, the tears are real.
Also her saying, you know, he calls me gorgeous, pretty, beautiful. I immediately see childlike tendencies in the way she talks, right? We've looked at victims in the past who speak childish, and I'm just sitting there like, what? How? Right? So in this instance, I'm glad to have some context that she does have a disease that can progressively deteriorate cognitive functions. So I don't want to say the family needs to have stepped in quicker, because that might make it seem like I'm trying to place blame on them, when in reality, in a case like this, I don't think anyone's to blame, because she's not going to be thinking that much clearly. So I'm just saying, once it got to the point where she's been diagnosed, I feel like someone should have maybe stepped in finance-wise. Do you know what I mean? But we'll find out more as we go on.
I'll read her email. She says, I've been in a relationship since January with a man from Milwaukee. I met him on Instagram. However, I'm feeling confused and unsure. He claims someone hacked his phone and stole his videos and photos, but some videos just seem off. I've sent him nearly $4,000, but I'm on disability with MS and I can't afford much. I'm just trying to figure out if he's genuine. I really want to believe he's the one, as I like his personality and I could see a future with him.
Let me tell you now, I guarantee, because of the show we're watching, he's gonna be a piece of shit, yeah? But he'll sprinkle in some nice words. And regardless of her having MS, we've seen many times, even the piece of shit, the victims think, yeah, I want this person to be my partner for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to assume is gonna happen, right? Because for some reason, and you know, I'm gonna say or give advice or point out things, and I need everyone to understand I'm pointing it out in the context of general, right? I don't know if generality is a word, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm pointing things out, not solely fixated on her, because it will be naive of me to say, oh, why didn't she just do this when she's got a disease that attacks the nervous system, right? So everything I say, get it in your minds and don't be foolish in the comments saying, oh, why are you saying that? Chill out. I'm speaking general right now. Remember that. Too many of these victims, sorry for the pause there, too many victims think that this partner of theirs, if in person, right, it will be so much better when they're already displaying abusive behavior online through a screen. I urge everyone, if you are speaking to someone like that, abusive behind the screen, do not meet up with them in person, because in my opinion, it will get a lot worse. So just look after yourselves, and any loved ones you might have that are speaking to someone and they're telling you, stories or experiences with them that just sound abusive, even in the slightest. Tell them back off. Go find someone else, please.
We gotta help this.
We do. I mean, multiple sclerosis is no joke.
No.
Sounds like he's taking her disability check.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Well, we have this video. Let's hear your story.
Hi, Social Catfish. My name is Dior. I'm 44 years old and I'm from Waipahu, Hawaii.
Ooh.
In my spare time, I like to watch game shows. I like to talk to friends on the phone. I used to work for a surf shop here in Hawaii. I worked there for 17 years. I ended up getting disabled with multiple sclerosis. So that's how I ended up not being able to work. I cannot walk. I lost my ability to write. So my mom will fill out paperwork for me if needs to be filled out. I'm okay. I can do things, but I just need a little more time to do it. My recent boyfriend, we lasted around 8 years. As it started coming towards the end that we were breaking up, I felt that he didn't accept my disability. When I start talking to someone, I'll already tell them about my diagnosis because I don't want to be wasting my time if I held it from them and then I tell them later and then they leave me.
That makes sense. And I commend her for putting herself out there like that. Just straight up, hey, this is me. You like me or not, right from the get-go. I think she's an attractive woman. I do want to ask, let me know in the comments, are there any forums or like dating websites that people with MS can meet other people with MS? I'm not sure if someone with MS would want another person with MS. I'm not sure if that makes life increasingly difficult as time goes on, but let me know in the comments. I'm no expert on this. I think I've read comments before. People do have MS in the comments, but let me know in the comments. Does such a thing exist? It should exist at the very least. Maybe not dating wise. I don't know if people with MS again want someone with MS, but a forum of some kind to speak about things. Maybe on Reddit. A subreddit must exist because there's subreddit for everything, apparently. So, yeah, hopefully she's able to find love in the future, but just not from online dating, I'd suggest. Because, again, I see it, I don't want to keep saying childishness, because there's obviously cognitive deterioration that I'm seeing, at least on the screen. Her saying one of her hobbies is talking to her friends on the phone. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too cynical there. Maybe that can be someone's hobby, but... Or did she say hobby, or that she likes doing it? Regardless, I don't know, it just seems a bit of something like a toddler would say. So, it sucks that she's ended up in this position. And I hope she finds love, just outside of online, because she's an attractive woman. At least to me, before anyone starts shitting on me in the comments.
Dior's MS symptoms have made work and many other basic tasks impossible for her to perform. Now, spending more time at home and online, Dior met a stranger named Raphael on Instagram.
I was actually on my phone on Instagram just looking through, and then I ended up getting a message.
Hold on. She unliked that post. Hold on, let me go backwards, please. Look. You see, whatever that is above that woman, like some apple crumble or something. Look, she liked it. And then, unless I'm absolutely bugging. No, look, she unliked it. Why? Why you do that, Dior? You don't like the apple crumble? Here's a question for you all. If you like apple crumble and you have apple crumble, do you like to have more apple or more crumble? If you are someone who likes more apple with their apple crumble than crumble, I don't trust you, all right? You need help. No, but seriously, the apple crumble needs to be like 95% crumble, 5% apple. Otherwise, you have no respect for me. I will say, and this is another question, you give your thoughts in the comments, please. At the point where the mother decided, or it was needed, not decided, to write things for her, may got to that stage where she's unable to write anymore. I harpen back to earlier when I said maybe the family should have stepped in a bit quicker with finances, especially because it seems like she's alone in this home. Surely someone should have stepped in quicker. That's not me putting blame on the family. But if we're at a position where she's unable to write, surely cognitive functions have deteriorated to the point where we need to consider it, at the very least, a conservatorship. Or, since she's on disability, I think she can be assigned a care worker. I did social work experience back at uni for a few months. Who would have thought that? Huh? Would you think I would have done that? Huh? People who call me a monster and harsh in the comments. I probably care more than a lot of people.
Calm yourself, boy. You are acting hysterical.
Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. I feel like someone should have intervened quicker, but...
I ended up getting a message, which was from Raphael. It was a friend request, and I didn't really know who he was, so I looked all through his pictures, and I thought, oh, he's cute, and there was just something in my gut feeling that told me he was okay and to accept him.
Oh, okay.
He is
It was this
6'2",
picture.
about 210. He has blonde hair.
He's 210. Did she say? We're gonna go back. 210, I think she said, because she said he's 6'2". So my bad on that. But it was this picture that something clicked. And this isn't even exclusive to Dior in this case. Every single person that appears on this show, there is always that one picture, yeah, that you look at and you think, yeah, you can stop chatting shit about, oh, it was his personality or her personality, blah, blah, blah. It was the picture. All right.
210. He has blonde hair,
Oh, she said
blue
210.
eyes.
Editing H here. Yes, I've just saw right now in the edit that she said blonde hair instead of brunette or brown. Why did I say brunette? But yeah, I mean that either she's just simply made a mistake or he sent a picture that had blonde hair or something behind the scenes, or yeah, her cognitive abilities maybe just got muddled up. Is the brain fog potentially I mentioned earlier? So yeah, I just wanted to point out because I caught it too. A day later.
He has tattoo sleeves on both sides of his arms. He has tattoos on his fingers. He has tattoos on his hands. He focuses a lot on fitness. He takes good care of his health. I have never dated someone with that much masculinity in them. There was just something in me that clicked, and
the picture.
I wanted to get to know him. His personality is, he's so nice. He always asks me if I eat breakfast.
The sign of any good partner is actually they make sure you are taken care of. So that would include, have you eaten? So, I don't see too much wrong with that. But in terms of online, with someone that you're just meeting, quote unquote, for the first time, they're asking you, have you eaten and stuff like that. It's a bit weird, right? If you're in person living together and shit, that's not that weird anymore because kid, eat something, right? Your partner comes home from work, shove this pie in your mouth, bro. And that's not a euphemism. So chill out. So, I feel like I've never clarified that, and no one wants to hear me ramble on any longer. So
early on, it was just so weird because within 30 minutes, he told me, I love you. And I have never said, I love you that soon in our relationships. How can you tell someone you love them within 30 minutes of a...
Correct, Dior. And the red flag is here. There it is. What is that stuck on it? Honestly, I think that was like one of my hairballs. How about that? Red flag. If anyone dares even tell you within 31 minutes that they love you, I'm urging everyone, block them. Yeah? How have you fallen in love, you donkey?
That is one big pile of shit.
Message conversation. Before, I have not said anything to him. I just be like, oh, like, I miss you at first when he would tell me.
When?
But I just feel so comfortable with him.
Can we get some context here? How far along in the conversation are we that Dior is saying, I feel so comfortable with you and I miss you? How far? Are we still in the 30-minute bracket where we've said love, miss, and comfortable? Bro, I don't even last half an hour and nobody needed to know that. I tell you that much. Cue the Jon Snow meme.
Sorry. Probably too much information.
But last where? On the treadmill. On the treadmill, I'm a 60-minute man. Shout out to Ric Flair. But not...
Now I will tell him I love you back.
Context?
He just says I love you. You're my beautiful wife.
Oh my goodness.
Your personality is so good.
Is this still the same day, by the way? I need context.
I've never thought that I'd find someone with your personality.
Shut up, Raphael.
I'll tell him that he's my tall, handsome, tattoo husband, and he says I'm his beautiful, gorgeous, pretty wife. When I first started talking to him, the very first day after he told me I love you, he tells me I'm a rich man. And I said, you don't say that to people. He goes, but I'm rich. I said,
what the hell?
Yeah, but you just don't say that to people because you don't want people to say they love you just for that.
Well, Dior is correct. Yeah, I don't even need to add to that, but I'm going to, knowing me, the Rat Boy waffles, all right? And if I ever create a business where I sell waffles, it has to be called Rat Boy Waffles, bro. IHOP, I'm coming for you. Do not ever be swayed by anyone online who says that they've got money or they flaunt their riches, etc. You can shove your affluence up your ass, bro, because that's not the way to be with someone intimately, right? You're already laying down very bad groundwork. All right, maybe the groundwork is gold bricks since you're so rich, but it's not the path you want to go on.
He sent me videos of his house.
Crazy.
It's really nice. He goes, this is what my house looks like.
Shut up, Raphael.
I purchased it all with my money.
Is it?
He does call me sometimes when he is not busy at work, and I try to video chat with him. He will not video chat. He's very private.
Nice.
We were talking on Instagram. Within 2 days, he asked me to move to Telegram. And
let's just slow down here, Dior. All right, just so everyone is aware, when someone tells you that they're private, and they've proceeded to have an Instagram where they're basically half naked except for some short shorts, I don't know what got over me there. All right, just don't believe them. Where's the private? You've shown me your home, right? You've said I love you within 30 shitting minutes, bro. Where's the private? What else is beneath the service that you're keeping private? And I said service instead of surface, but they're similar. So
asked him why, and he said because he doesn't want to notify people that he's online. What? And we just been talking on Telegram ever since.
Raphael would use his young son as an excuse for needing money from Dior. Dior felt sympathetic for the son, however the payments to Raphael were draining Dior's funds and making it harder and harder to pay her bills.
He says that he's an investor. He invested all his money, so that's the reason why he doesn't have anything.
You know, that's the most stupidest thing I've probably ever heard on this show, and we've heard some pretty stupid things. You're rich, and that was literally your first few messages. I'm rich. But you don't have anything, so you lied, actually. So... Also, I'm no crypto Donny. Yeah, I'm not sitting here with my turtleneck with a gold chain looking like that picture of The Rock from back in the day. I think I said back in the day. What's wrong with me? It's cold. Blame it. It's making my lips move funny. I don't think, even if you are rich, you should invest every single penny. I think even the crypto Donnies will tell you that's wrong. And they love to make you to invest.
He asked me for $50 first. It was for gas. And then he said that he wanted $50 because he doesn't have food.
Once again, as I've said every single time, you know, if the victim doesn't come into their life, yeah, do they just die? Does Raphael and his son, who might not even be his son, do they die? Because where are they going to get the food if Dior doesn't come?
And I said, I don't think I can give you that. He uses the son to say, like, oh, you want me and my son to starve?
Yeah, I do.
I'll die of hunger.
How about that?
So
I do.
I'll give him the 50. And then it started, oh, I need 100 for this. I need 100 for that. I need 100 for gas. He asked me for
gas prices went
$10
up.
for his son to play video games. And I said, no. And he goes, why? I said, because your son shouldn't be playing video games. He should be invested in his homework or reading.
Okay, I thought she said he should be investing. And I was like, Dior, he's a bit too young for that. You sound like a crypto Donny who get anyone to invest. Yeah? I feel like I should have added to that. But as you can see, I'm malfunctioning.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know, I will say, I'm actually seeing more, like, common sense from her that we see in a lot of victims. However, again, I still see signs of her cognitive functions deteriorating. So it is sad. Surely the family would have noticed this. Once again, I'm going to say I'm not blaming them, but it does sound like I'm blaming them. I've mentioned it like 3 times now. But I'm glad that she is able to sometimes have common sense. But then obviously the cock is using the son as some, manipulation. So, there is no, carry on.
It's either Cash App or through Apple gift cards or Stam gift cards.
Oh, the
and what I'll do is I'll purchase the gift card. I'll send him a picture of the number that's on the gift card. He takes that number. Then I guess he gets cash in place of that card that he gives the number. He says it's his coworkers that he sends it to. He'll give me where I should send it, the person's name,
What's his coworkers?
and the amount that I should
his
send.
job?
And he had given me a website to his account, and he told me, "Oh, here, I'll give you my password."
On, right? You can shove the password up your ass because I'm logging into the mainframe, baby, because I've just remembered something. How does he have co-workers, not employees? Because then that would, you don't pay your co-workers. So forget I even said that.
Just what I'd expect you to say. Dumb people are always blissfully unaware of how dumb they really are.
And my ID for you to check the account.
Raphael put his trust in Dior. He granted her access to a website that speculates and allows her to invest in the rising and falling of different world currencies.
Oh my God, 64
The company
trillion.
is apparently, they look at how much currencies are worth in different countries, and what they do is they wager it up and down. Like they watch the value go up and down. When I went onto that website to look at Raphael's account, I contacted the email address, and I didn't know the email address was actually the boss's address. I sent an email stating why is the funds not available, and if you could please contact me, and that's how the boss got back to me. And they told me that his account was frozen.
I was gonna say that how is she typing if she can't write anymore, but writing in that sense? So forgive me again.
And there was a certain amount that in order for his account to get unlocked, he had to pay them a certain amount to unlock the account. And I told the boss, Raphael doesn't tell me everything. Can you please tell me what's going on? And he said, well, they looked at Raphael's record and they noticed that he's missing a $400 payment. I've paid to unlock his account. It's like $250 here, $250 here, $350 here, $300.
No.
He tells me that
how you got
I'll
nothing, bro.
Don't worry, we're getting our money. He says our money. He doesn't say my money. He says we're getting our money. Don't worry about it. We have one more payment left to make of $300, I believe, and then we'll get our money.
Wasn't it $400 the fee? How have we ended up this much with $4,000 worth that she mentioned before?
Dior has sent payment after payment to get Ralph's account unlocked. But all Dior has gotten in return is excuse after excuse for why he can't pay her back yet.
The last I sent him was 2 weeks ago. I've stopped now because I have nothing. My bank declines every payment I sent out to him.
Not good.
So the only thing that he's asking for is the 300, that's the last payment, and that'll open his account for him to give me my money. My car right now, there's no registration. I have no license, no insurance on my car. So he knows that I'm in trouble. He knows that I've had to go to the store, and he always apologizes that he has to make me go to the store, knowing that I have a hard time walking. Because
just in case anyone is also, unaware of this, if your so-called lover, wife, husband is aware of your disability and still do or make you do things that is difficult because of your disability, even if it's not a disability, if there's anything that you're uncomfortable even doing and they still make you do it, that ain't love. Get rid of them.
Because I use a walker to go, so I have to park across the street, go into the store for the gift card.
Dior.
And he apparently would keep a record of everything that he asked me for, and he'd keep a date. He'd keep a record, apparently. And after that, it started getting more and more, and he just gave up on keeping a record of it.
What?
Right now, I'd say it would be over 4,000 or 5,000.
Okay.
He wants me to move to Milwaukee.
Why?
I don't want to move to Milwaukee. I've never lived in the mainland before, so I don't want to move to the mainland, especially being that my family is here in Hawaii.
That is the exact face I would give. What? Like, if I'm living in Hawaii, yeah, there's no way you're making me move to Milwaukee, which I presume, from what I know, is like proper farmlands and like people doing up hunting of the deer and shit. You want me to trade the coconut trees for freaking snow? Is that what you want? In before someone comments, Milwaukee is like Hawaii levels of heat. Well, I apologize. But to my knowledge, Milwaukee is cold AF. It's me right now, yeah? For all my dry skin sufferers, I don't know if you can see that, yeah? I am not in a good position right now, yeah? I also feel hella upset for no reason. So that's another thing. I'm gonna chalk it up to the weather and stuff. But this is a little side rant. No, I'll save the rant for the end, because if you're watching, probably no one cares at this moment in time, so I'll save it for the end. Milwaukee or Hawaii, everyone? Let me know in the comments, where would you rather live?
He tells me that he wants to buy a house in Hawaii.
So why?
And I tell him, I said, the way things are going, who's going to live in the house? And he goes, me. I'm going to, Dior is going to live in the house. And I said, well, I don't want to live in a house and I don't have electricity.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be sitting in the dark because you can't pay the bill.
Do you know, I'll say Dior, regardless of her disability, is actually one of the more likable victims. Obviously, she's done a boo-boo with the scam and stuff. But, like, she can sit there and make jokes at her own expense, right? And I love that, all right? I love it. It makes me feel better knowing that she herself isn't so beat up about everything. So, the bar is in hell anyway, right? But kudos, Dior. Out of all the victims, you're up there with likability.
But he tells me that because he doesn't want to leave his house in Wisconsin. And I said, well, you know that I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life, right? And he goes, yeah, and I'll take care of you. And I said, okay. He goes, I want to let your parents know that I'm going to take care of you.
This is when Dior's brother would make the discovery that there was another profile using Raphael's photos going under the name Diogo. Her brother was convinced this was the man's real name and social media account. However, Raphael had another far-fetched excuse ready for Dior.
So Raphael had told me that Diogo had broken into his
Broke
phone
into his
and
phone.
stole his pictures and his videos and put it on Diogo's profile.
The only way you can break into someone's phone is by literally taking it apart, e.g. a phone shop. So, Diogo, I guess you've robbed Raphael, you mugged him, and...
Help me! Help me!
I confront him about it. He tells me, "What is this? Why are you saying
tell
this?"
me.
And I said, "I'm just asking and I want to know, what is going on." And he just basically tells me, like,
Dior
don't
looks
pay
like my mom.
attention to them. Like, that's a fake profile. I told you before, like, don't look at that page. Like, he's really calm and collective about it. He doesn't get defensive. My
otherwise he'd
parents
lose
keep
money.
questioning me about it. Like, why do you think this person is real? What's wrong with you? I said, I really don't know. It's just how I feel about him. My gut feeling is telling.
Hold on a second, Dior. At that moment, then, when they're asking her what's wrong with you and stuff, which is a pretty weird question to ask someone with a disease that deteriorates their cognitive functions. But okay, family, surely then you're stepping in, no? You're ramping up some kind of process to try and get a conservatorship or to get her an aide to live in with her or to help her finances or something, right? Surely you don't just say, what's wrong with you? And then just, we'll wait for the next day, see what happens. Again, I'm not blaming them, though.
Me that he's real. If Raphael is a real person, it would be great for me to hear that he's a real person and all of this can go behind me. So I'm just hoping that he's real.
No. Remember, everyone, what I said earlier. He's very obviously displayed abusive behavior. Not to crazy levels, right? He's not like some of the other victims. He's not started saying he's gonna kill her dog and shit. Because do you remember that episode? What a weird thing. And she was like, yeah, I love this guy. He wants to kill my dog, but whatever. Or the one that wanted to kill the actual husband. Do you remember? What the hell was going on in that episode? So obviously, it's not on the levels of that, yeah. But it's a very shitty thing to do to apparently your so-called love wife, pretty beautiful wife. You want to make her, despite her disability, yeah, go to the shop for me right now and get me gift cards and shit. That is not a man that's going to take care of you, because quite literally, he's not taking care of you. So, stop it, Dior. I say it, obviously, we're in this position. I hope you've stopped it, right? But for everyone watching, do not become in a relationship with someone that is already displaying such behavior.
All right, Seekers, you know we had to get to the bottom of this. A few days later, the search team sat down to look over the evidence.
So Dior is obviously deeply and madly in love with this person. She thinks he's real. How can we help Dior?
Well, fortunately, she gave us a lot of pictures, so that's always a good thing when it comes to these investigations. So definitely looks like a gym head. It looks like an athlete of some kind, like some kind of Instagram influencer. And looking at this just screams Instagram to me.
Why?
Looks like he might have a year on his knuckles or something. But we might be able to get information from his tattoos.
Instagram?
Why does he have a picture of them kissing another woman? What is that about?
He has a wedding ring on.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Looks like a TV.
We also have a picture of him, it looks like, with a young man here. So this could be his son.
He definitely works out. This photo's super high quality, so it makes me wonder if he's some kind of model.
If anyone ever wanted to discredit the absolute sheer, hard work that the research specialists put into this, Sheridan's laid it on the line for you, baby. He definitely works out. Really? Never would I have guessed. Come on, Sheridan. Give me something, bro. Give me his blood type or something, Mr. Research Specialist. Oh,
he keeps throwing up the Hawaiian hand
jokes. Calm
sign,
down.
so that's interesting. It could indicate where he's from, like California or Hawaii.
No, that is California.
1986?
The only reason I know this is California, this kind of stuff, is because I've seen Rey Mysterio, Mr. Booyaka Booyaka, do this in his pictures when he takes pictures like that without his mask. If you don't know who Rey Mysterio is, he's a wrestler, but also, surely you know Rey Mysterio even if you don't watch wrestling. Do you know the mask? Anyway, the scammer's wearing a mask. Raphael.
Could be his birth year.
He's telling her that he is, what, 44?
Oh, yes. She said that she's in a relationship with a 44-year-old man from Wisconsin.
That doesn't line up.
He's 37, 38.
So if that does turn out to be his birth year, then that's already a lie. Yeah, there's also another picture of like a little baby hand here. So he definitely has kids.
That's cute.
Yeah.
She also sent...
Hold on a second. Are we sure that's a little baby hand there? Because I guess it's like a spud. A spud is like a fist pound, in case, you know, spud is like UK slang. I don't know why it's called a spud. I guess potato, you know, like... Anyway, it didn't look like a hand. It looked like a turtleneck. And not the clothing. An actual turtle's neck. It's freaking... Oh my god, Raphael has a tattoo of a turtle's neck. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, someone bring out the pizza, bro.
She also sent some pictures of some cars that he owns. One of them has a license plate from Connecticut. This is pretty crazy because we typically don't receive license plate numbers.
That's not Wisconsin.
So I think I'm gonna have to go out and actually pay for a Carfax report just to see if we can find anything else about this car.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping to find past history such as when it was sold, if it was in an accident before, has it always been in Connecticut, maybe possible previous owners. We'll see what happens.
Okay. She mentioned that she spoke to him over the phone. And she also says he has an accent.
It's weird because she mentioned talking to him a few times on Telegram. So I'm curious as to who she's been talking to. And she also mentioned hearing a Brazilian accent. So maybe we can schedule some sort of phone call with this person to hear his voice.
Let's try to get him on the phone and then we'll bring her a bunch of information to back
By the way,
whatever the results are, okay?
Okay. Why is there always this drink? Huh? What is that? LaRue? What drink is... I'm gonna assume that says LaRue. Sponsor me! Although maybe you're sponsoring them, because there's always a drink, if you've noticed, on the table in some random corner that they've tried to make it look like they're trying to hide it, but it's right there. It's product placement. And I'm watching you guys. Yeah? Start disclosing them.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, Seekers. It was time to give Dior the cold hard truth about the Raphael
It is
profile
cold.
she was communicating with.
Correct.
Stick around until the end to find out if Raphael is Dior's Prince Charming or just another romance scammer preying on her sympathies.
Yes.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And once you've done that, give this video a like too.
Do it to this video.
Seekers, we had a big production problem the day we were going to reveal everything to Dior. Her dad was pretty heated when he came home to cameras all over his house.
So, we've not blurred him here, but in the beginning he was blurred. I'm not sure if that's for storytelling purposes, like, oh, who is this? But it's strange.
Everybody just pack everything. Why is the house all open? Yeah. So just pack everything and then leave.
It turns out Dior was dishonest with her father about why she was being interviewed. Dior told her dad the reason why there was cameras set up was for a documentary about MS.
No. You know what? The thing ends right now. Yeah. You said it was for... I called the office. They have no idea what's going on.
After Dior's dad told the videographer she needed to leave, our team got a phone call.
So...
Wait, she needed to leave. Oh, the videographer, okay. I want to say, that if she's lying to her father about why they're coming over and stuff, why is that? Is it the case that she doesn't want them to know she's been scammed? The family? Which in turn would say that must mean she knows she's been scammed and this is wrong and this shouldn't be the relationship that she wants, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. To me, that gives me the impression that she knows this is going downhill, but...
So he now knows everything that's going on?
Yeah.
You said he may be willing to talk to us.
Probably for the best, he knows.
Dior then came clean about what was going on. Our catfish crew was here to help her find the truth.
So now you tell me it's about this catfish thing.
Oh, look. Now you can't tell me it is storytelling purposes because we've blurred him again now. Honestly, I say it every episode, yeah? Whoever's in charge of blurring, come on.
Yes, so you work for the catfish people.
Yes.
Now that Dior's father understood our true intentions, he was willing to get on the phone and talk things through with Brienne. It turns out Dior's father had quite a lot to say about the matter.
Hello.
Hello, hi, my name's Brienne. How are you?
I'm Dior's dad.
Nice to meet you. What did Dior explain to you?
Okay. What was told to us was because she has MS. She had told us that this is in regards to her doctor, that people were gonna do a story about MS regarding this. So, you know, I don't like to be fooled yet. Okay, can I get the truth from you then?
She reached out to our company to help us reveal the truth because she's developing feelings for this person and she wants to know if this person is who they say they are. Our company performs these online investigations, and what we were going to do today is share with her all of our findings.
I will say, I commend the dad for calling up the doctor's office to actually see if this is legit. So kudos for that. He doesn't like to be fooled, so I respect that a lot, being protective of your children, regardless of a disability or not. Be protective of your children, all right? Even if that means some people are going to not like you for it. They're going to say, oh, you're too protective, this, that. There's certain instances you need to be protective, so commend for that. I will say, wouldn't it have been a good idea, at least that's just what I would do, where I would be in the home to see what's going on, regardless, like if it's legit or not, yeah? I'm coming over just to make sure everything's okay. I mean, again, commend him for doing research, technically, and finding out that she was lying. Which, again, could you argue that she knows this is wrong then? But he knew there was going to be filming for one reason or another. I don't know. I feel like you would want someone in the home with her just to protect and stuff. But let me know in the comments your thoughts on that.
She's been sending money to this person.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, my son did find out.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. As much as I've said, I don't want to blame you guys, but the fact that your son found out beforehand that she's been sending money, no one thought, hey, let's actually now intervene. No? Let me know your thoughts about that, please.
It's kind of like I'm tired of bailing her out.
Ooh.
It's kind of like, it's, I can't see myself paying for her car registration and insurance.
Right.
Only for her to be sending hundreds of dollars out to this person.
That's true. Yeah.
And she is on limited income, right? She lives here with us because of the situation. I don't take a penny from her or anything. Okay, because she's my daughter, so hey, whatever I gotta do, I gotta do.
Right.
I'm 65 years old. I'm still working.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep paying your registration, your car insurance, and everything else.
Right.
She has dug herself a hole that will be very hard to come out of. It really doesn't help when she had 2 deadbeat boyfriends that she met in the past. The latest one was the worst, I think, because he kept claiming that, his back he can't work and everything. And, she worked all the way. She wasn't as bad as she is now. I think the condition has gotten worse because of the stress.
Yeah. Okay.
So he would stay home and he would send
sack
her to
of
work.
shit.
And they were living, and at one point, 2 years ago, I had to come up with $5,000 just to catch up to her things, and
it was just ongoing. When she mentioned that previous boyfriend, I think it was for 8 years or something, the nerve, to sit back, relax, whilst your partner, who has a disease that progressively deteriorates the body, go work. I'm a coach back, yeah? You bring the money. Whoever you are and wherever you are, Editing H, get the sound effect ready. Go yourself, all right? Whoever you are, I don't care if somehow you stumble across this. Look dead into my eyes, which one of them was swollen because of a reaction last night for some reason. Yourself, yeah? How about that? And I don't care, all right? If you are someone who does that, if you are someone who cheats, as much as I dislike the government, if you are someone that cheats, disability allowances and stuff like that, when there's actual people struggling to get onto disability allowance and they're struggling with their disability in the first place, you also need to go and F yourself. I'm just thinking of Editing H. He's probably sick of doing sound effects. Also, I can't speak much on his situation because I've never been in this situation. But I know how it feels to continuously help someone that, one reason or another, the help doesn't stop. Maybe that person just doesn't want to see sense. Maybe that person, it just can't grasp the reality of the situation. Again, for one reason or another. I understand, right? I understand him sort of giving up. I've said it before. You can only help someone so much. And from what I've seen of the father already, he does seem like a good guy. And I know it breaks him inside. I say I know. I presume, right? I presume it breaks him inside to not be able to continuously help his daughter. But I understand. You can only help someone so much. And if that help that you're giving starts affecting your life as well, hey, you gotta seek professional support, man. So, again, in that instance, if you are struggling with your own finances because you're financially helping her, wouldn't you go and see a professional to get some help to take care of her finances so you don't have to anymore? I don't know. Maybe he's one of those people that very proud. I don't want anyone to help my family. I'll do it myself, right? That man's man thing to do. But to all the men watching this, if you are in a position that you are taking care of a family and it's becoming difficult, seek some help, man. Don't suffer in silence. I know you might think it's unmanly of you, but seek some help, please. There is strength in vulnerability, and it can extend to anyone. So just please help someone if you can, but the key words there is if you can.
It was just ongoing, and it was like.
No,
so now
this
it's like,
is Disney Channel acting. I'm sorry. maybe that's me being too cynical, but I don't like it when Brie does this circa Disney Channel 2000 shitting 7 acting, all right?
I can understand. She's at home and everything, so I don't know how she got involved with this person.
Yeah.
And, yeah, my son went as far as finding out, like, he told my daughter he's a fake. He doesn't even speak English. He's a fake.
Yeah, so she actually shared this with us. I would love it.
This actually costing
This
her?
is for free. We do this pro bono because she's sharing her story. So this is what we do. This is what our channel does. And I just want you to know our intentions are aligned with you. We want to help her out. We want to show her the truth. We want to make her aware of online safety.
I hope you can get through to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because we sure weren't able to.
What is going on?
Sad. Like as a dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a 4-year-old kid, but like, I think as a father, to hear like the pain that he's going through because he truly cares about his daughter. And it's like, I mean, the thing we want for our kids is like for them to grow up, to be independent, to be happy. And then he sees his daughter and she's like not independent. She's not happy. This stuff keeps happening and it just freaking breaks his heart. But he's like kind of getting to the point where he's just tired of it too. He's like, look, how many times are you going to do this? I can't bail you out anymore.
The same way.
Seems like a freaking nice guy, man.
I actually think he's relieved that this is happening. I for sure, right when he answered the phone, he was on guard. But then when I start explaining what we do, I can tell he's happy that we're here to help her.
Now that we've clarified the truth for Dior's father, it was time to sit down and see if we could convince her to block this Raphael profile for good.
Have high hopes,
Hey Dior, my name is Drew.
Hi.
Hello, Dior. Good to see you again.
Same here.
Are you ready for today?
I am finally ready. I'm really nervous about what you found.
What do you think we found?
I don't know. I'm trying to think really positive. I hope good stuff.
Well, tell us about the last time you spoke to Raphael.
The last I spoke to him was yesterday, and it was really good. Other than that, we've been messaging on Telegram every day. He says that he's really happy, and I always tell him, "Why are you happy?" And he goes, "Because I'm chatting with you." I know other people has told me, but I just didn't really believe them because I was going with my gut instinct. But I think that when I hear from you folks, that I'll understand it more.
I've always said your gut instinct is right. Maybe not. 99% of the time. How about that? Don't, if your gut is telling you that someone who you're sending money to whilst being on disability is your true lover, you tell that gut, shut your mouth, all right? Get some sauerkraut in you, get that good bacteria in there because clearly something is not working down there. But also, as much as on the likability factor, I think Dior, compared to the others, is bloody a saint. The fact that she is using her disability for this guy, it does grind my gears, and it is disgusting. Like, let's not get it misconstrued. There are many people in this world who would kill, but don't kill, okay? But they would kill to be in a position to have such assistance. So, I can understand their frustration if you're watching this angry as hell.
What's making you believe this? So what is Raphael promising you?
It's more
The
like
riches.
how he makes me feel.
How does he make you feel? What does he tell you?
He tells me that he's really happy to meet me and that I'm a special person and I'm unique. I mean, it just seems like he cares.
What about you? How do you feel about him? Do you think he's unique?
It's more so just the whole caring part. I mean, I know I do have family that cares, but I think a lot of it has to do with what I'm being told. He feels that God brought us together. Like, it's just things like that.
Throw the religion in there
I know
as
your
well.
parents and your family and your brother have kind of broken this stuff down to you, but what we've done is we've pulled a bunch of information and we have an answer to every question you have. We hope to break the truth to you, okay?
I don't think it's gonna work, to be honest.
Okay, so we looked at the phone number that you shared with us. This is the phone number that you used to chat with Raphael, is that correct?
Yes.
We ran a reverse phone search on this number, and what we were able to find is that this is actually a VoIP phone number. Whoever registered this number in Walworth, Wisconsin.
He's saying he's currently in Wisconsin.
How frequent do you watch our show?
Probably like 1 or 2 episodes a day, I want to say.
Okay, so you're familiar with a VoIP phone number, right?
Yes.
So when you register a VoIP phone number, you can register it anywhere in the world. So I can be here in California and I can text you from a phone number that looks like I'm in London, and I can tell you that I'm in London. Most scammers use Telegram and VoIP phone numbers.
Why? Now this might just be me always, just being a little bit on edge. They're watching me or some shit. Drew, are you watching this right now? Because sometimes I know that they do watch these. But it seems like every episode there's like one thing just chucked in there that can relate back to me. Why is that? Huh? What do you want?
How does that make you feel?
Still confused.
Okay, well, we have more.
So you shared with us 2 vehicles that Raphael claims that he owns, and one of them has a license plate. So we pulled a Carfax report on the Subaru license plate, and we were able to find that it had, in the past, had been owned 3 times, recently was sold last year of May, and we were also able to look at its service history, where it had gone to be serviced, and the majority of the locations were within Connecticut. When we looked at the history as a whole of all the owners, it was always a person that was either located in Massachusetts or Connecticut. We even pulled a map that shows where this car had traveled to and from, and we narrowed it down to a 5-mile radius within Connecticut. That is a very precise location. And that has nothing to do with Raphael being in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The person who owns this vehicle most likely lives in this area in Connecticut.
No, he told me that he used to live in Texas.
These stories don't align. So the fact that he's hiding his identity behind this VoIP phone number, the fact that he's lying to you about the car that he owns, I mean, a lot of this does not align.
I know too, he's a really private person, so that's what makes me really hesitant about him.
I would consider myself a pretty private person. With that being said, that has nothing to do with someone being honest with the person that they love. And so if he's telling you he loves you and he's been telling you he loves you for 11 months, why would he lie to you about a car that he supposedly owns?
Yeah, that's true.
Have you lied to him?
I think only about today. I just told him I was at the doctor.
Minus that though, when you're in love with someone, don't you want to share everything with them?
Yeah.
Dior was still convinced that Raphael was the true man in these images, but we had even more to reveal.
We looked at the images that you sent over to us for Raphael, and there were a lot of images. Matter of fact, when we ran reverse image searches, we were able to find hundreds of images for this person. We found profiles with his images under different names, but we noticed that we had been seeing several matches for his images linked to Diogo.
Yeah.
Your brother ran a reverse image search and told you something similar.
He just found Diogo Facebook.
The search team, they use very advanced tools and we have one of the best reverse image searches in socialcatfish.com. And we were able to find the official account. And that official account that your brother had showed you is the real man's account. His images were stolen and sent to you. None of these images belong to this person using this VoIP phone number.
So Diogo's images were stolen, but it's so funny because Raphael told me that Diogo stole his photos.
Yeah.
So he's telling you this
Can't help her.
because he's lying to
sorry.
you. This person that you've been talking to is a scammer. He steals people's images online, creates fake profiles pretending to be someone else. The real person in the picture is not Raphael, it's Diogo. Diogo's a victim. Matter of fact, there are hundreds of fake profiles that we found through our reverse image searching.
We want to go through Diogo's profile, so I'm going to pull that up, okay?
Okay.
Do you know what's interesting to me? The fact that not just her, but any of the victims, the fact that they watch the show, yeah, and decide to themselves, right, I'm going to spunk away so much money instead of whatever you might think about having to pay for such a service. They pay whatever the cost is for Catfish's website or whatever. And then instead of doing that and watching the show and learning about the fact that this service exists, you know, I'm going to send this much money to the scammer. What the hell? Do you see where I'm going? I'm going with this. Why are you reaching out to them to come onto the show instead of just right then and there using their service and figuring out it's fake? Or just Google searching. I mean, that's one thing. Like, does that make sense to anyone? Like, you can't tell me these people just don't want to come on the show then. Or, that doesn't make sense. You can't tell me that they don't just want to come on the show. Like, you've watched the show. You know you can use the service, but I'm gonna try my luck to get on the show instead. I'm just saying, it's weird.
So, I mean, this is the real man's profile right here.
Okay.
And is there any images on there that you see that you've been sent from Raphael?
All of them.
No.
Oh, stop
The
it.
key thing that you need to understand is these are not Raphael's images. They are not.
So this is a video of him.
E agora aqui, brindando. Tchim, obrigado, viu? Te amo.
And also you mentioned hearing Raphael's voice before. I mean, how does that compare to the real person's voice?
You know, because he's talking in Portuguese in here, he doesn't talk Portuguese to me in real life.
Diogo is married. He has a kid and a wife, and we actually reached out to Diogo and he replied. I sent him a video kind of breaking down the situation. I told him about you, and they replied to us. Diogo doesn't speak English, so his wife actually shot a text message to me. Apparently she does speak English. When you're chatting with this person through text message, Diogo can't even chat. He can't even chat in English through text message. As you can see that his wife wrote me and said, "Hi there, it's Diana, Diogo's wife here." She says he can't speak English. That's why we have never answered back. We have been fighting against this kind of problem for a while. We actually did a video about the scammers here on his profile, but it's in Portuguese.
Fala, meu povo, estamos aqui, nós três, para dar comunicado, alerta, na verdade. Tem muita gente se passando por mim, criando perfil falso de Instagram.
Por favor, denunciem.
Por favor, denunciem, exatamente. O meu perfil é esse aqui, ó, verificado do mesmo jeito. Não vou nunca criar outro reserva. Esse é o meu Instagram oficial.
He can't even text in English. So how is he sending you all of these messages through Telegram when he doesn't have the ability to?
I mean, that's proof right there that you're not talking to the real person in the videos and in the pictures.
I'm just kind of upset.
This Raphael guy has been chatting with you, telling you, go talk to my boss, go send money to my coworkers. Matter of fact, he's been putting you in a very dangerous position because you are sending money to people you don't know.
Yeah, and I'm still confused.
You're having a hard time accepting the truth.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I was told to never look at the profile, which, I mean, I do, you know, and I'll send it to him and he'll be like, why are you looking at the guy's page? He's a criminal.
So you don't think that's a red flag that he's been steering you away from this other profile, this verified profile?
You know, I'm sorry. I really don't know.
If you go through his Instagram and the comments, he has hundreds and thousands of people that are fans of him and that follow him and his family. There's no way that this person that you're chatting with that has 0 followers is calling the guy with 100,000 followers a criminal. You're speaking to the criminal.
So you know we created the IP tracker.
Yes.
And you sent that to Raphael and he clicked it.
He didn't care.
Where do you think he's from?
I don't know, Wisconsin?
He actually clicked on that tracker from Lagos, Nigeria.
That's how you know
Oh, God. Oh.
The majority of Nigerians that we've come across do speak very, very good English.
Yeah.
But they always have that accent, right? So this person you're talking to has a little bit of an accent, correct?
Yeah, but I'm trying to like listen to it, but like to see if there's like any like Jamaican accent to it.
What is
like
going on here?
Jamaican is completely different than an accent from Lagos, Nigeria.
After everything, we finally felt that Dior was taking in the information that we gave her and was ready to move on.
I don't get that
I think
feeling.
you're a great person, Dior. You have a big heart. I know that you've been through a lot with what you've been dealing with personally and with your MS as well. I just want you to know though, before we got on this call, I had a long conversation with your dad. He loves you so much. He cares about you, but this is hurting him. It's hurting you. I mean, to the point where you've had to hide a relationship for 11 months from your family. 11 months.
She knows then, right?
How many lies are you going to tell the people that you love for someone that you haven't even met face to face?
I don't know.
And then the other frustrating part from your dad's perspective is that he's been taking care of you and he's watching you take your money and give it away to this person you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to take care of yourself.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, we're all mad at him. Your family's mad at him. I mean, because he's taking advantage of you. This guy is just going to keep taking and taking and taking from you. He doesn't love you. He has no intentions to meet you. He's going to continue to take it as far as he can until you say enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough?
I don't want to say it's 50-50 because it's not. It's probably more like 80-20.
I mean, it's your decision to continue to chat with this person or block them. Our recommendation is to block this person. You're talking to a scammer from Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no good that's going to come out of that.
You don't know how bad I want to call him and like bitch him out. I think by me doing that, it'll make me feel more confident and a little stronger. I'll just block him. You know, I won't talk to him anymore.
Okay.
And he'll probably be like, why are you ignoring me?
People deal with the aftermath of the scam in a bunch of different ways, but I promise he looks at you like a dollar sign. That's it. So do what you got to do, but the end goal is for you to block him, okay?
I am thankful for everything and everybody. This is like to the extent like now there's more clarification.
Dior, we're proud of you, for one. I think you're headed in the right direction. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough to completely cut this person off.
I will say, again, it's not exclusive to Dior here, but when the victims come on this show and one, you are wanting help because you think you've been scammed, right? That's why you're here. Don't like try and fight with the team and say no, but this, but that, right? I let that part run just to say this after a while, but don't fight with them. You're here for a reason. Listen to what they have to say. If you still want to get scammed after, that's on you, as Drew said. You can handle it however you want to handle it. I will also say that when they say, "Oh, I've got more clarification now," I understand, obviously, they've gone into more detail than your brother might have. But these people, all of these victims, in fact, need to start better at the very least. Because it would be naive of me to say that they need to start listening outright, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. But they need to start taking into consideration more of what the people around them are saying, especially their loved ones. That's just my 2 cents on it. It pisses me off. I know my family, for example, a lot of them are toxic AF, right? Outside of like my mom and brother, right? So I understand in that regard that you don't want to listen to people because they don't, or you think they don't have your best interests at heart. But when it concerns your father, in this case, for example, who is giving you money and supporting you financially, I say his opinion holds some weight here.
I feel like you deserve better.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dior. Talk to you
There's
soon.
still like 6 minutes,
you,
by the
bye.
way. So that doesn't fill me with confidence.
Moments after we got off the phone with Dior, she decided to give Raphael a call.
No.
What happened next surprised us.
Why?
Hey, babe.
Hello?
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How's work?
Just fine. So, babe, what's going on? So,
How's work? I'm fine. What?
talk to me.
But the Cash App, it's under maintenance. That's why I couldn't transfer the money.
Till tomorrow, right?
Yeah. But so what about your friend? Where am I gonna send it to?
I'm gonna give you the details. You're gonna send it to, okay? Just let me know before you send it, okay?
Yeah, I'll send it, but what are you gonna do?
No, yeah, I'm gonna make the payments immediately. Then I'm gonna get my money from the company.
By the way, have we addressed the fact that he asked money for gas, food, etc., yeah? Is that still going on? Or did it flip entirely to sending money for this, crypto fees and investment, whatever? Did he stop asking for money for food? Because he should be dead now, realistically, after 11 months.
What happens if they say no?
No.
Oh, you said it 4 times.
No.
How do you
6,
know?
actually.
They did it before.
No, because I already
7.
talked to my boss.
Your boss said before it was good, and then he said, "Oh, you gotta pay this X amount more."
Twitter.
Babe, I'm telling you,
8.
I already talked to my boss, and he said we're gonna get the money and make the payment, okay? So just relax, okay? We'll get my money.
No, because
9.
you stress me out.
9
Oh,
no's.
sorry, I don't stress you out. I don't stress you.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, babe, we're gonna talk later, okay?
No, what's actually happening right
Oh God,
Yeah, I love you, huh?
love you
here?
too.
What is going on
I
here?
miss you.
Miss you too.
Oh, it's just complete 180.
Okay, bye.
360 even.
Seekers, this is not how we wanted this to end at all. Brianne and I called Dior's dad a few days later. We wanted to let him know what we had revealed to Dior and reassure him on the support we have for him and Dior.
How are you today?
Oh, fine.
So how has Dior been the past couple of days after we sat down and talked to her?
We kind of just gave up on asking, because it was kind of like we were just going in a circle. It's kind of like, when a person who's doing drugs, they're doing good and then they kind of relapse into it again.
She requested that I don't share all of the findings from our research report with you.
That in itself, as I mentioned earlier, and let me know in the comments, she knows then, right? Surely on some level, she understands this isn't a relationship. She understands that this is just attention that she likes. On some level. I don't know, man. Her lying to her father and now telling the team, hey, don't share all the details. Man, I feel like she knows deep down. And as the father said, and I've made the example before about addictions with substances, even with substances, you can only help someone, as harsh as it might seem, you can only help someone as much as you can. So in this instance, I understand it, right? I'm not in the father's position. I hope to never be. But I understand it.
Okay.
When we're sitting down with her and talking to her, she was like, oh, I can't wait to get on the phone and chew him out. I'm like, cool, we're in the green. And then as soon as she hopped on with him, all of that went out the window. You and I know this person doesn't care for her, but in her mind, it's not about the money. It's not about them seeing each other eventually. It's not about if he's real or not. At this moment in time, this person has been available to her at all times. We can see, it's very obvious that she's very lonely, for one. It might be a little bit of depression or being unhappy with her life at the moment. I think is very important time to let her know that you love her and you care for her and you're here for her and you're here to support her, even though I know you're probably annoyed with the whole situation, but she just needs to know that you have her back. Just the simple fact that she doesn't want you to see the report shows that she doesn't want to hear you tell her, I told you so.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, got it.
No?
I don't want to be personal, but, if you folks are taking in donations, I'd like to send something to,
Oh,
send
save your
something
money,
to you
man.
folks.
Keep it.
That's very...
That you're doing.
You know what would be like a really big donation, Douglas?
Don't.
Yes.
Is if you can join us on the live on Thursday.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah, just send me a text.
Well, Douglas, we want to let you know that we're here to support you and Dior. You can call us at any time. If Dior does decide to do counseling, we will pay for it.
Yes.
And you just let us know. But we're going to try one last time to talk some sense into her.
All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean,
come on,
please,
man.
all the power to you folks.
Thank you for hearing us out, Douglas. Thank you for being easygoing with us.
With her.
We appreciate your support.
It doesn't
No,
help.
I should be thanking you for trying to help Dior.
Thank you, Douglas.
I should give you more thanks than you thanking me.
Oh,
What a
no.
great guy, man.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Douglas.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
I'll tell you something. If I'm half the father in the future that Douglas is, I'm doing all right as a dad, right?
Dude, talk to you soon. Okay, you too. Okay, bye. Wow.
We'll talk to her on the live.
Yes, we will. We have a lot to talk
what's
about.
What's gonna happen there?
Jeez Louise.
Exactly.
Okay, so it seems Dior couldn't work up the nerve to tell Raphael off. Tune in this Thursday for our live stream to see if we can talk Dior into blocking this romance scammer for good.
If you have been involved in a romance scam, don't forget to report it. It helps get the word out and potentially stops other people from being scammed.
Obviously, go and do that, report and stuff like that. I don't commentate on the live streams anymore because they go members only, and I don't want to have a section for free where it can cause a potential issue. Hey, we got this members only, you have to pay for it, but you got the free version up, right? Similarly, if I bloody uploaded like a whole movie on here, it's an issue, right? So just for the sake of people knowing, I'm now going to give my thoughts on what they should do. Obviously, this is released on Saturday, but I'm recording this Thursday morning. So it hasn't happened yet. But I want them to... Because I don't think, speaking on the live for, like an hour or whatever, I don't think that's going to help. Quite literally, we've shoved evidence in her face. And for whatever reason, she thinks it's real. She doesn't want to believe it. Maybe she just likes the attention. Or maybe we are genuinely at a stage where her critical thinking is at a point where it's not critical, is the best way I can put it, I guess. So for whatever reason, she still feels something for this person. I don't think the live stream's going to help. I think they need to give the father resources to... And the push as well. The push, I think, would be the key, because he doesn't seem to want to be involved as much as he does seem to care for his daughter and love her. I mean, I can hear it. I can see it. I don't know if he wants to be involved that much, but I hope the team push him to try and begin the process of getting a conservatorship, or at the very least, if he doesn't want to be involved of the finances and stuff, to, especially with her being on disability. But you guys let me know in the comments. I don't know. I'm not too clued up on it. I think her being on disability, it might be easier to get someone who can look after her finances for her, that's provided by the state or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I think that's the best call here, the best port of action, rather than just, hey, Dior, your father really loves you, just so you know. Because I think she knows, and I think she just doesn't want to hear that at this moment. So we'll move on now to the comments section, to tantalizing talk, as we've called it now. See you guys there. Hello everyone, tantalizing talk section time. I recorded this, and 10 minutes in I realized I didn't press record. Is one thing waffling, and it's another thing waffling for absolutely no reason, which some might argue I do anyway, but it wasn't even recorded. So I'm doing this again hours later, because I thought I'm just gonna chill out for a bit, have some food, saliva in my mouth. I went outside, hence the fact I turned into Rudolph, apparently. So let's run this again, shall we? At least the first few, which you've not seen. Patty says, major red flag, Diego is spelled wrong. Well, Patty, just in case you are unaware, which it obviously is the case, Diogo is a real name, okay? Diogo Dallo, footballer. Diogo Jota, footballer. And Diogo from the video. So that's 3. It's a magic number. That's all the examples you need, alright? It is a real name. Just in case anyone thought someone's name being Diogo is a red flag. It's a real name, okay? The next comment, so much saliva. We have the comment, Gavin Black, who says, this lady says she watches 2 social catfish episodes a day, but doesn't see any of the red flags from those videos. Is the MS affecting her brain? Now, as I mentioned earlier on, as you are probably aware anyway, MS can affect the brain, and it's not just, movement. It affects the nervous system and cognitive functions as well. So I'm not sure if it is affecting her brain, right? In terms of, was it mentioned? I'm not sure. But I picked out a comment that we'll look at after this that I think is important to address. Now, just in case anyone needs to know, which you don't, but whatever, I sorted the comments by newest first because a lot of the top comments were mentioning the fact she has MS and obviously, hey, these are the red flags, what's going on? So they were a bit samey. So I sorted it by new just to see what else people are saying. And yeah, to answer this one, which wasn't directed towards me, but that's the point of this tantalizing talk section. I assume the MS is affecting her brain. In my opinion, the way she was speaking, and I touched on it in the main commentary as well, it was a bit too childlike. So you could argue it. It wasn't particularly mentioned, which I wish it was, but maybe I've just missed it. So let me know in the comments. But to touch on it a bit more, the Ravens Room here says, just because she has MS, it does not mean she's incapable of making bad decisions like everyone else we see on the show. Yes, MS can affect cognitive abilities, which occurs in roughly half of those affected by the disease, but it's not a definite. Before suggesting something as extreme as a conservatorship, perhaps suggest some cognitive testing to actually determine if her cognitive abilities are impaired / progressively becoming impaired. She deserves that level of respect before suggesting her rights are completely stripped from her. Now, I understand the message Raven's Room is saying here and the sentiment behind it, but for example, when I say start the process of a conservatorship, that obviously would involve going through trials to determine if, yes, correct, she is deemed vulnerable enough to have her assets handed over or the control of them to someone appointed to control them. So it's not like you click the fingers Thanos style and she's now got a conservatorship, her rights have been stripped away. In my opinion, and given the fact she's been diagnosed with MS for, I think, 8 years, I'm not sure. She was in that horrible relationship and it progressively got worse. So at the very least, she's had it for a year maybe or 2. I'm not sure. But I think I don't want to say it's clear because I'm not a doctor, but I can see her speaking childlike, and it goes past the childlike tendencies that we see on some of the other victims. So again, I'm not a doctor, so let me know in the comments. But when you are in the process of getting conservatorship, I don't think your rights are just stripped away, off the bat. But let me know in the comments. To my knowledge, there is a case, and especially the fact that she's with her doctor and the father mentioned, hey, I called the doctor's office to see if you were actually filming this documentary. I think the doctor would realize that it is affecting her cognitive abilities. So, hey, at the very least, I do agree with Raven's Room in the sense that yes, she should get tests done, but I feel like the doctors would have done it already. But if they haven't, I urge them to seek professional support. And if the professional support deems a conservatorship necessary, you get the trial from the judges and stuff anyway. So, but let me know in the comments if I'm correct in what I'm saying. We next have Bebe Dolly, who says, lol, guys that look like that don't need to look for women online. Well, coming from a guy that looks like that, no, obviously not, before anyone starts doing up Twitter fingers in the comments. Obviously, I have no Scooby on that, right? But I'm presuming if you look like that, you do not have to be begging people online. Be with me. I love you within 30 minutes. So I will say whilst I respect the confidence, and obviously in the case of Dior, again, I'm just going off what I can see. Perhaps she is not thinking or critically thinking entirely 100%. So she might genuinely think, hey, this person does want to be with me, completely out my league, but hey, I'm going to go for it. So I understand confidence, and I always say this, and I understand shooting your shot. Yeah, you got nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? They say no, you move on with your life. Except a lot of men in particular, when they get rejected, they become a whole different person, which is not a different person, it's actually them truly. And they were just putting on an act to try and get into your pants. But that's another story. Confidence I respect, but realism is better, everyone. Shoot your shot if you truly think so, but recognize the red flags. If you are in a position and someone out of your league, you are trying to pursue them perhaps, they would want to meet you. If they genuinely like you, they would have been on a video call at the very least long before. The next comment comes from Mustardo420, which is very funny. Dude's wearing a wedding ring in every photo. Well, guess what? I don't know if this is a bad sign. Maybe I might be scammed in the future. I honestly didn't even recognize he was wearing a wedding ring up until Bree mentions it, and then I'm like, oh, he looks like a TV. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? How about that? Should I put the red flag and wave it in front of my face? Technically, yes. So I would be scammed in the future. Maybe I've been on the 420 too much. I didn't see the ring. It's not... shut up. How about that?
We have a problem. We have a problem.
The next comment is confusing to me. ASAP Asia Fury 4000 and the 100th variety. She's taking advantage of her dad living rent-free. Instead of paying money to seek counseling for her depression, she opted to send her disability checks to the scammer. Someone's messaged me on my phone once again. However, where was it mentioned she's got depression? Unless I missed something, I can't recall anyone confirming that she's been diagnosed with depression. I touched on it a little bit earlier, and I'll talk about it more towards the end of this. I mentioned being sad, right? And I feel, especially on social media, people have a habit of weaponizing mental health in one regard, but then using it as some sort of quirky aesthetic, right? They will perhaps stay in bed the whole day or something, and then they'll claim, oh, I'm depressed, etc. No, that's not how it works. Sorry to burst your bubble there, but depressed people don't stay in bed for one day and then claim that they're depressed. Depressed people are quite severe in that they'll stay in bed for a long period of time, perhaps not brush their teeth, don't want to see anyone, don't want to eat. So, you know, if you know someone, or if you are someone who uses depression and flings it about willy-nilly, I urge you to get a grip of yourself, which I don't think I've said in this entire video. So actually, kudos or bad of me. Don't do that. If you know someone who does that, tell them to get a grip of themselves. It's not a bloody aesthetic. Stop it. So, I know Drew mentioned potentially she might have depression, so seek counseling. But it wasn't confirmed that she's got depression, so that's one thing. But in terms of her taking advantage of her father, I think I mentioned it as well towards the end, that I can understand if someone is watching this who is trying to get assistance from the government in terms of their disability, and they're being declined perhaps, or it's such a long drawn out process, and then they have to perhaps watch this video and see someone with a disability check throwing it around. I can understand, right? I'm not going to sit in this chair and act naive and say, no, you have to be completely understanding, you have to forgive her, etc., etc. Because if you are in a similar position, perhaps not MS, but you are on disability, or you're waiting for disability, you're struggling, etc., my condolences, my heart goes out to you. Perhaps not condolences, I think that's the wrong word. But keep fighting. Obviously, it means nothing from a rat boy in a chair, but I'm proud of you for still being here, right? I can understand if you're upset watching this and angry at the fact that she's, guys, betraying the trust of her father. So I can see both sides, right? Speaking of both sides, the last comment we're going to look at, quite a lengthy one, so apologies, but if you've made it this far in the video already, then you are fine with me chatting shit. It comes from Chastity Bailey 5097. I'm an attorney and I also have cerebral palsy. The fact that so many people are so quick to scream that this adult woman needs a guardian is sickening. She is not an infant. And no, the proper solution to this is not to isolate her by her technology and methods of contact away or taking them away. This creep took advantage of her. Does no one want to go after him? Disability discrimination is obviously still rampant. This comment is interesting in that it's very, I don't know if babying is the right word to use in this context, because I don't want to say you are babying her because she has MS, because that's just not the way to go about dealing with this type of situation. If someone is displaying destructive behavior against themselves and their family, you do need to seek support, and if support deems it necessary, to seek a guardianship / conservatorship. Are you gonna say sickening? Dior, in my opinion, and obviously once it goes through a trial, etc., etc., it will come to light more, but I feel like she needs it. It's not sickening if people are suggesting it. So quick to scream that this adult woman needs it is sickening. What do you suggest people do here then? Because you've thrown out that people are being discriminatory, which I agree with you. A lot of comments I saw are just weird. They're straight up just weird, right? It's one thing to be perhaps a bit harsh, a bit tough loving, but then there's just being mean for the sake of being mean, which I don't know what people get. So to the people who comment that I'm harsh or I'm a monster, because I've received comments like that before, I urge you to go and look at the comments on the original video, for example. Read some of them, yeah? Come back here and tell me if I'm harsh. I can admit sometimes I might be harsh in what I say, but I have the best interests at heart for these people. But anyway, I agree with you. Some of the comments, they are being discriminatory. I can also agree with you that the creep, the scammer, did take advantage of her. However, does no one want to go after him? Have you watched the show? Do you watch many scam-related stuff? How many people actually get caught? Huh? How many scammers are actually apprehended behind bars? It's slim to none most of the time, right? Maybe take away the none, but it happens very, very little in comparison to how many scams there are, right? In a normal day, I probably get about 5 scam calls, right? How the hell that's possible, I don't even know. Where are my numbers? But I understand you. I know what you're trying to say here. But two things can be correct at the same time. I don't like when people say, no, you're wrong, I'm right. Actually, what you've just said is wrong, I'm right. Two things can be right at the same time. If that makes sense, which I know Glory's mummy doesn't like me saying, but I've said it. Does that make sense? Two things can be wrong, two things can be right. It's right in the sense that, yes, she was taken advantage of. Yes, some of the comments are just discriminatory for, I don't even know what reason. These people need to get a grip of themselves. But also, yes, she's not an infant. But yes, a conservatorship might well be the best course of action to take here. And it's not sickening to say that it is, because if it's deemed she needs it, especially the fact she's been told so many times, even by the Catfish team, and no less than minutes later, she's saying, I love you to the scammer again. Do you suggest anything better? You know, if you're gonna say a message like this, I urge you to provide some sort of resolution. Don't just throw out that is sickening as a buzzword. Tell us, what is the issue? How would you recommend it gets resolved? Does that make sense? So I agree with you on some parts. I disagree with you on others. Two things can be right at the same time. Am I recording? I hope to... I can see the icon I am. Woohoo! If you've made it this far in the video, slap a banana emoji. Yeah, if you're on your computer, type out the word banana, just so that I know, you know, you're still here, and stuff. And if you are still here, then you are probably on the side of supporters who like to listen to me talk about life, I guess. I mentioned earlier being upset, and then I'll talk about it more in the end or something like that. I'm going to be transparent here, right? As we always are on this channel. I'm a human being. You guys know that. I'm not AI. But you guys know that I'm always honest here. I am lost, right? Not in the sense, get the compass out, where am I going? But you could argue, where am I going? I'm lost on this channel, right? I don't know if I've pigeonholed myself into being a solely catfish / scam related channel, but obviously people have mentioned diversifying, and I always want to, and I mentioned it in an update video as well. But the diversified, my finger clicked, the diversified content that I've put out recently, they haven't done quote unquote the best, right? And in the grand scheme of things, I do want this channel to be a full-time thing. I mentioned in the update video, I think, or in another video, that I'm very tired at work. I'm overworked. I'm underpaid. The bosses, I don't think they give a shit about me anyway. And I want this to be full-time. And I know comparison is a thief of joy, right? And it's my own fault for beating my own self up about it, I guess. That when I see others who... rightfully so, they are doing great things on their own channel. They're what's the word, pathing or building. They're building their own lane, right? But I beat myself up about it because they're so niched down. They do one type of content, right? But they're thriving in it, right? And I don't know. I don't want to just do scamfish related stuff, but the other stuff doesn't do too well, which overall harms that video and then overall harms the growth of the channel. So I don't know. I'm lost. I'll just leave it as that, I guess. I don't... This isn't me saying the channel's going anywhere. Far from it, but it crossed my mind to, you know, do I just... What do I do? Right? Do I stop? I don't know, because I'm grateful to be where I am. Don't get me wrong. Very, very grateful. But I guess it's just a case of not everyone wants to watch the other stuff. And obviously I can't force people to. But hopefully it makes sense coming from the fact it gets a bit tedious sometimes to just react or commentate over like catfish stuff. Obviously it does well for the channel, so people can't even say if anyone is ever going to say that, like, oh, you just do it for the money and one, grateful to earn a little bit, but I don't know how much you think I earn, right? Because it's not shitting boatloads, right? I'm not earning similar to the catfish team, for example. But I don't do this for the money. I do it because people enjoy it, right? But it also becomes tedious to keep watching the same thing, kind of, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to stop waffling now. I actually don't even know how long I've been chatting shit for. If any of that makes sense, once again, slap the banana emoji, but also, if you've made it to this part, slap the water emoji. Any sort of water drip, dribble, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time. I want to end by saying, Dior, I think all things considered, you do seem like a good person, and I hope you get the support that you need professionally, other than just the catfish team. And I hope the load lessens for your father as well, because we have to think about him in this instance as well. It is, I can imagine it's very difficult. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Sorry for rambling towards the end. Those are just my thoughts, how I'm feeling about the channel and stuff. We'll see what happens, I guess. Editing H here, just because I forgot to say it in the actual recording because I apparently got hella sad. The more catfish stuff will be up there if you want to watch it, and something else scam related will be down there. Bye.